What's good, chooms? I'm finally here with my Netrunner build, one of the most overpowered things I've ever created in Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty 2.3 update. Lucy, as well as Kiwi, are two of my favorite characters of all time in the Edgerunner series for Cyberpunk, and this build right here I think does them a solid. So without further ado, let's go ahead and lock straight in. I'm going to show you my cyberware, my guns, my attribute points, and then finally I'm going to break down the different play styles because there's so many different variety of ways you can play with this build. So let's go ahead and get straight into it, right? The operating system is going to be the Tetratronic Rippler Mach 5. This is a tier 5++ upgrade, and it is something that you must have to really get the most out of this Netrunner. You can tell over in the left hand corner of the screen, I only have 40 levels, and that's all you need. Once you get to 60, you're just breaking the game even further, and you're going to see in the gameplay that yes, this build can be a complete menace no matter what level you're on. The reason why we're going to be using the Tetratronic Rippler Mach 5 is because first, that perk plus 15 weapon damage against enemies affected by non-combat quickhacks. We're always going to be dropping non-combat quickhacks, and when you're in the vicinity of a lot of enemies and you pop overclock, you're going to be spreading reboot optics and some other things, which is automatically giving them non-combat quickhacks in there. So whenever you start shooting, you're getting that bonus damage no matter what. It's amazing. To follow up with that, the plus 40% damage with combat quickhacks when immediately followed by a non-combat quickhack. This is also another scenario that you're always going to be using. You're going to be able to throw up whatever combat quickhack you love to use. I would say like overheat or short circuit, and then follow that behind with a sonic shock if necessary, which is kind of overkill, but you can do that. You can do ping, you can do whatever you want, and that is going to guarantee that you get that extra 40% damage when you use those quick hacks. And that damage is precious. You're going to see some amazing crits if you have the right cyberware, and I suggest that you make sure that you follow along with the rest of this build so you know what cyberware I'm rocking. Plus 12 max RAM is just a given. It's so useful, and you're going to have a lot of fun with it. Moving on, we're going to jump over to the Kuroshi optics. I have the Stalker optics because I like to see where all of my enemies are at all times. When it comes to my hands, I'm rocking the Smart Link. The Smart Link is the must go to for this build because we're going to be using a lot of smart weapons. The main weapon, when I show you in the weapon section, is going to blow you away because it's kind of overpowered, and it's just going to be the final piece for this build to make it what you want it to be. In the circulatory system, we have the blood pump, which is a pretty amazing heal. This is giving you 85 off jump, and then you're going to get 17 health per second for 6 seconds. So that's a total of 102 health over 6 seconds of time, and that's a lot of health to get back. Second heart is going to be amazing for your build because it's going to be a second chance if you ever reach 0. There may be certain circumstances where you're overdoing it in overclock mode and you might accidentally kill yourself by using a certain, quick hack. This will bring you right back to life. Nothing ever happened. You move on. Or if for whatever reason your shields don't hold up, you don't have enough armor, and they take you down, this is going to save your life. Now, just in case you really want to, get your health back in different ways, you want to have heal on kill, because we're going to be neutralizing enemies extremely quickly. Whenever you take somebody down, you get more health back. And then we have the reinforced tendons because we need that double jump. Over in the IS system, I'm rocking the subdermal armor, the proxy shield, and this is my favorite item right here, the cellular adapter. The cellular adapter is something that you can only have if you have the right perk over here in your technical ability tree, and that's going to be built different. As long as you have the built different perk, you're going to be able to buy this at a Ripper Doctor, and it has amazing armor, 146 armor currently for me, and that is more than enough for my needs. Now for the nervous system, you have my favorite item in this entire build because we get a little taste of Sandy with this right here. This is the Kerenzikov. Yes, it's only for a short duration of time that is slowing down time, but when you do so, you're aiming down sight and you dash, you're going to go into that slow-mo, and you're going to be able to either get to a new position, shoot down all the enemies in your vicinity, do so much damage very quickly in a short amount of time. It's one of my favorite things to have on this build, and you're going to see in the gameplay that it comes in clutch. Next up, we have the Reflex Tuner, another opportunity to slow down time just in case when somebody sees you, you're going to be okay. This will give you some time to get out of dodge, get to a better position, and then figure out what you want to do with the situation. And then finally, we have the visual cortex support. Now, when it comes to the skeleton, we have Fiend X because you will be dropping below 7 RAM a lot, which will instantly give you back plus 250% RAM regen rate. So this is something that is just a must-have for this build. Moving on, we have Titanium Bones, and then finally we have RAM Recoup. For the arms, I know a lot of you are like, why don't you use monowire? But for me personally, I just wanted a Mantis Blade build. That's why I chose this. For the frontal cortex, we have the bioconductor, the Newton module, and then finally the RAM upgrade. That's all the cyberware in a nutshell. And just to let you guys know, I did upgrade these different individual cyberwares over time from very, very low tiers. So I was able to modify them to get the right perks that I wanted them to have. The only way you're going to be able to do that is if you have the technical ability tree and you invest in driver update as well as chipware connoisseur. Now you don't have to have these at all times. Whenever you want to upgrade something, take it out of 2 things that you don't need, which you can't take it out of something that is a permanent upgrade to your character without removing that. I can remove this, I put it over here, I do my upgrades, and then when I'm done, I put them back. So yeah, I just go around my build and take 2 perks that I don't need on my character for the moment. I put them here, upgrade my stuff, and then I'm good to go. But getting into the inventory, this build is rocking the Yinglong. In this video, I will show you the location of Yinglong, so stay tapped in. It's an iconic weapon that has the ability to shock, and when it sends out an EMP, it's going to basically paralyze all the enemies in the vicinity that are not resistant to shock damage, and it just destroys their life. They can't move. You shoot them down, or you just destroy them with your Quickhacks. Whatever you want to do, you have options, and they die. To follow that up, just in case they're not dead for whatever reason, you have a second option with the Smart Shotgun. And like I said before, eventually I'm going to get to the Pam Ann questline where I want to use a certain sniper, and that sniper can only be given to you after you finish that Pam Ann questline. So for now, this slot is completely open for you to use however you see fit. The grenade is whatever you want to use, and we already went over the blood pump, so let's go ahead and jump into the character attributes. So this is going to be a 20-20-20 build, which means that you're going to have 20 intelligence, 20 technical ability, and 20 body whenever you feel like you need to get there. Now, I'm still on the fence on whether I want to put into all reflexes at that point and leave cool at 3, or go a little half and half between these 2. The reason why I'm thinking on cool is because of this right here. You can get focus with only pushing in 9, attribute points. And to be honest with you, I don't really know if I need more than 15 attribute points for air dash over in this section of my build. When I get there, I'll let you guys know exactly what I decided to do, but for now, it's not a necessity. You just need intelligence. And as soon as you can, you want to be able to fill out this section of your build as well to be able to get back so much more from the build. What I mean by that is right here is going to be an amazing perk that you're going to get back RAM whenever you neutralize an enemy with your smart weapon. And using smart weapons in those loud and go situations is going to be something that you're always doing, so you can just get back free RAM with this. As you can see here, I currently don't have these because it's just not necessary for the build, and I don't have those points to put into this just yet because I want to put my perks in other places for right now. Body is up next, and in this one, this is all we really need. I am going to put one more point into pain to gain a little bit later on because I feel like this is pretty important and really amazing for my build. The reason why is when you pop a healing item and you're getting that adrenaline rush, you're going to be able to use that in order to overclock, and you basically just keep yourself from being unkillable. Like, nobody can take you down. You're constantly going to be recharging all your health, and this is going to keep you up in the fight no matter what. And you do have that second heart just in case you do go down, so everything is going to be a-okay no matter what. Technical ability is going to be another tree that you have to go ahead and just go all into, because you need this right here, Renaissance Punk, to make sure that you're getting all of those different cyberwares in those different slots, as well as eventually investing in this. Because we have everything in our IS system, we're able to get minus 5% incoming damage, which is just, amazing for the build. Of course, some other things that I'm going to be pushing for a little bit later are going to be this right here, ambidextrous. I want this, as well as cyborg, because I'm going to have every single slot filled on this build. And then finally, I'm going to edge things off with the Edgerunner perk to make sure that I got a little bit of fury state. We can go a little bit overboard with stuff and really enjoy some incredible gameplay with this build. And that's all you need to know about Cyberware inventory and the character. Let's go ahead and get you over to the Yinglong. So the Yinglong is going to be one of your main weapons that you're going to be using. You want to come right over here to this section of the map. This is the Valentino area, and then the southwest area right over here. This is just under the Ventura and Skyline fast travel point and the Mega Building H2 fast travel point. There's going to be a NCPD assault right here. You come over here, you're going to beat down the little mini boss, and when you do so, that is going to be where you're going to pick up the spec for the Yinglong. You need at least, I think it was 40 legendary crafting components or tier 5 crafting components, but once you have that, you'll be able to craft it, no problem. If you're looking for my shotgun, then you want to come over here to the Hazley and Martin Luther King fast travel point. Right next to this is going to be a drop point and a weapon shop. Inside of this weapon shop is going to be the NPC that has the spec you're looking for. Now that you have all your guns, let's go ahead and get into the gameplay on how this build just breaks everything. You have a lot of different opportunities when you're in combat. So you can go completely ghost. What I like to do is, if I am trying to be as stealthy as humanly possible, I don't have to put any point whatsoever into cool, and I still can just terrorize the enemy. I'll start things off with a sonic shock, and then I'll immediately take out everybody on the perimeter using a synapse burnout. Now, majority of the time, those are going to be my go-tos. I just mix between sonic shock and synapse burnout. Now, just behind the synapse burnout, if I feel like that enemy is still going to be able to survive, I will instantly drop a cyberware malfunction right behind that. Those three are going to guarantee that not only I get an insane amount of damage off, but they're not going to be able to survive whatever happens next. Now, because I use sonic shock on that individual, nobody's going to be able to trace what I've done, so it doesn't even start the trace. That means I can get around the perimeter, I can get around to a different location without anybody noticing that I'm there. Then what I like to do is, if there's a group of people that are all crowded up around each other and I don't need to worry about killing them, I'll do a little mix of contagion into overheat. So I usually do a contagion overheat combo, and then I'll follow that up with a cyberware malfunction. What's going to happen is, when you push contagion, that is a ultimate quick hack, you're going to be poisoning the enemy. Right after that, if you use overheat, you're going to have them explode. And then of course, if you want that explosion to be a lot more damage than usual, then you could just go ahead and use cyberware malfunction so you can get more damage out. But usually, if they're exploding, that explosion is going to kill everybody around them. You're not really going to get survivors unless the person was kind of far away from the explosion and they didn't catch the whiff of it, which is fine. You can finish them off with a short circuit, or you can just take them out with a synapse burnout. It's completely up to you. Now, of course, all of these different quick hacks can be switched out to your favorite quick hacks, but these are just the quick hacks that I like to use for my playstyle. Now, another way I like to play is just run and gun. I will get up and personal with all of my enemies, and I will pop overclock. Overclock will instantly do weapon glitch as well as reboot optics, which pretty much makes them blind to my presence. And then I'll pop a ping, and after I pop a ping, I'll go ahead and I'll just hit everybody in my vicinity with a cyberware malfunction, at which point I just start shooting. Everything in the way is going to die. All of them have more than one different non-combat quick hack on them, meaning that my weapon damage is getting boosted that plus 15%. And the best thing about this Yinglong weapon is the fact that it has an EMP. It's a little bit RNG when it pops, but when it does pop, it shocks the enemies that are in your vicinity or in the vicinity of the EMP, and they just can't move. You take them out, you get your headshots off, and if they're still not gone, you can instantly switch over to your shotgun and just take them headshots and take their life. Now don't forget you have a Korenzikov. So in a lot of situations where somebody is about to get the drop on you, pop your Korenzikov by aiming down sight and dashing, get to a better position, and then take them out with either a quick hack or your guns. It's completely up to you how you want to play, but you have options. That's going to be all for today's video though. If you enjoyed this, you know what to do. Smash that like button, sub to the channel so that you don't miss out on any more tips, tricks, guides, and everything else I have coming for Cyberpunk 2077. Remember, I am going to do a follow-up guide with this when I reach level 60, and I'm going to show you all the different changes. But for now, this is what we got, and this is what we're working with. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. For now, though, I'm out of here.